All right, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to this selection show for the FCS. We're going to decide all 24 teams in this field. The bubble is wide open. We know 11 of the teams. We should know a good amount of teams as well. But who's going to fill out the rest of the field? We're going to find out for the FCS playoffs. We'll be live for the FCS championship as well, whenever that takes place that Monday night. So appreciate all you guys tuning in. My name is Jared Gear 9. We got some NFL news too. Yeah, Rudolph Starr for Pittsburgh. Josh Jacobs has been ruled out. Let's do this thing with the selection show. This one over on ESPNU. Vote in that poll. Do you think Lehigh gets a top 3 seed? Pretty confident North Dakota State will get the number 1 seed. Won't be any shocker there when that happens. Question is, will Lehigh jump into the top 3 after what happened yesterday with Montana? Room for the team. That's the Bunny Rabbits. Nice. Nice. So how I sorted out is like this. There's 11 auto bids for the 11 conference champions. We got 5 teams that should be locks from all accounts. The parentheses are their ranking from the last ranking that was given out. Obviously, no rankings given out this week, but there were rankings given out last week. There are the rankings given out. That's the number of parentheses. And then we've got a lot of teams on the bubble. How many Ivies do I think get in? I think it's going to be 2. Obviously, Yale, I think Harvard's going to get in. Obviously, the question with Harvard is how do you handle a team that was undefeated before yesterday? Obviously, yesterday, not the greatest game played by Harvard by any means. You look at their schedule, not exactly the toughest schedule in the world. I don't think Dartmouth gets in. Harvard should be able to get in, even despite their schedule. I mean, they did beat Dartmouth by 21. I'd be very surprised if Harvard does not get in. How many teams will have? 24. 24 teams in the playoff. Obviously, this is the first year that the Ivy League is able to make the playoff. Yale's going to get in. I think we're going to get 2. I think we'll get 2 Ivy teams in. All good, Marquand. Appreciate you, man. All good. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit the like and subscribe. Again, every donation also counts for this thing called You Make the Call. How many decide which college football game we're calling Saturday at 3:30? We got Oregon, Washington, Vandy, Tennessee, LSU against Oklahoma, and Troy against Southern Miss for a spot in the CUSA championship. So we've got all those games on the docket. It should be an interesting selection show. And obviously some other stories too with the Dakotas. South Dakota State, South Dakota, North Dakota. How many of them get in? I'm excited for this one. All good, Keller. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, love the graphics. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. All right, so Montana State gets the 2. No surprises there. Montana gets the 3. So again, no surprises so far. In terms of North Dakota State getting the 1, Montana State getting the 2. We knew Montana would be in. They're the 3 seed. You figure Lehigh is going to be the 4. Tarleton gets the 4. Tarleton State gets the 4. Not even Lehigh. We're thinking about Lehigh as a top 4 seed potentially. Tarleton State. We know they had a great start to the season with that win against an FBS opponent. We're already starting on this one. How's it going, Allie? Appreciate you tuning in. So Tarleton State is an at-large getting the 4. You can check us out. Wow. Bit of a surprise there. Tarleton State as a top 4 seed. That means they would host a semifinal. So Lehigh going to go on the road in the quarterfinals. Also a top 3 seed potentially for Lehigh. And obviously there's going to be a lot of debate about Tarleton State and Lehigh. Tarleton beat Army. Yeah, I think that helped a lot. Their 1 loss to ACU. Lehigh's going to be 5. Top 4 home field advantage at the semifinal. Yep. So Lehigh gets the 5. Undefeated, but they do not get a top 4 seed. Nice. Nice. Dakota's dominating FCS. Not a lot of competition in terms of like recruiting with FBS. So you can get the local guys pretty easily. So Lehigh, bit surprising they got a 5. One hang Glendale, probably like an hour. Mercer getting the 6, winning the Southern Conference. 9-2 this year. 8-0 in Southern play. Obviously, that one of the losses was against an FBS opponent, so not going to count that. They did win 9 straight games against FCS opponents. Stephen F. Austin getting the 7 seed. Stephen F. Austin in their winners of their conference. And then UC Davis as an at-large getting the 8th seed. So they will host a quarterfinal game if they make it there. UC Davis, this is not a quarterfinal game, they will host a round of 16 game, I should say. 2 losses to FCS opponents. Now, granted, the Montana State loss was a pretty bad one, lost by 21, lost to Idaho State by 2, but other than that, I mean, they took care of business in the Big Sky and came off that last win against Sacramento State yesterday. So, UC Davis getting a top 8 seed. Lehigh as the 5. Bit shocking that they do not get a top 4. Stephen F. Austin getting a top seed. Mercer getting a top seed. And now we look at the 9 through 16. How's it going, Kevin? Appreciate you, man. Go for Charlton State. And my phone won't connect to Carlton. Nice. So that's your top 8 so far. And now we have 9 through 16 coming up. I'll put a poll up. Will Harvard get a top 16? And Harvard was undefeated going to the Yale game, got blown out by Yale. Obviously scheduled for Yale, not the best. Or for Harvard, I should say, not the best, although they did beat Dartmouth. You see what it takes in terms of the teams that we know are going to get in. We know there's 6 auto bids left. We know there's 2 locks left. No surprises so far. And then 8 of the teams that we presume are on the bubble in different areas, obviously. The actual teams missed, they would be WAN on that one. If you like what you see, folks, hit the like button, subscribe to this episode, tell the channel, let's try to grow this community even more. It's going to be a very interesting bubble. A lot of teams neck and neck on that bubble. Illinois State won 4 of their last 5. Lafayette, if they beat Lehigh, they'd definitely be in. They lost to Lehigh yesterday. It's going to be tough, especially when you lose to Princeton earlier. Granted, you only have 2 losses against FCS opponents. We'll see if they get in. See if Lafayette's in. Lamar entering on a 2-game losing streak. New Hampshire been red hot as of late, 5 straight wins. North Dakota start off 6-2, but they've lost 3 of their last 4, including that OT loss to South Dakota State. Speaking of the Jackrabbits, after losing 4 straight games following a 7-0 start, they beat North Dakota in OT yesterday. And what seemed like a must-win game for them to potentially get in the field. A lot of teams fighting for that bubble spot. Youngstown State, winners of 3 straight games. And they're talking about with North Dakota State's head coach right now, so not much to write home about right now on the selection show. We're kind of at not a commercial break, I'd want to say, but we're sort of just talking with the coach when FCS playoffs start. FCS playoffs start around the same time as the college football playoff. So the round of 16, or excuse me, the first round of the college, the first round of that, what never happens. First round is next week. Second round is December 6th. And then the quarterfinals will be after that. Johnson for the 5er. Nordique's come back for the expansion. Possible give the Abs back their history due Nordique's on throwback jerseys. Oh, I think you can give him back. I think you can absolutely give him back. Oregon Washington, appreciate you, man. I think you can absolutely do it. I don't think it would be too hard. It'd be a bit confusing, but I don't think it'd be too hard. Go Bunny Rabbits. Once again, look, today's surprise take out the cars. Pray for them to continue to take this year. Fingers crossed. Appreciate you, man. How's it going, Dr. D? Appreciate you tuning in. North Dakota State jump to FBS. I've been talking about that for a while. I don't think it's going to happen until the playoff in FBS expands so that every single conference champion makes it. Until that happens, I don't think there's a reason for them to jump necessarily. It's NAC versus the field, I think. I think you're right on that one. How's it going, Dr. D? Appreciate you tuning in. And appreciate Johnson for the 5er. Every donation got this triple 20 minute call. How many decide which game we're calling? Hunter Long good to go? Don't know. They haven't announced inactives. They've not announced the inactives. To go to an FBS school? Yeah. Move because there's no way Quebec gets an extension the Canadians wouldn't allow it. I don't think they would, yeah. I think you're right on that one. Because we may FCS playoff game or just college football playoff. We're going to do the championship. Promise that every other playoff game interferes with FBS, but we will be live for the championship game on January 5th. But every other game interferes, unfortunately. So, can only do the championship game. All right, so we're at commercial break right now. Again, if you like what we see, folks, hit that like button, subscribe to us, subscribe on the channel. Again, we know 6 teams. We actually know 8 teams who will be hearing their names called. Villanova and Monmouth. Again, is at larges. No surprises there. I know I'd like for some of the soccer. Well, so I have no clue. I think they think it's a different kind of football. It's probably why. College playoff should not be expanded further. If they're expanding it, I would like it for conference champions. We know 6 teams will hear their name called. Well, we know 8. And then we got 8 on the bubble that, in varying degrees, have a chance to get into the field. Finally, Ivy League gets a shot to win their first national championship in decades. Good for them. Yeah, about time. About time to get a chance. I mean, I got why before because of academics, finals, and whatnot, but I completely, now that we can do remote classes and everything, I think it's more than fine that we're allowing the Ivy League in. I have no problem with that. If you like what you see, folks, hit that like button, subscribe. We're going to be live later tonight for the Buccaneers-Rams game. That game started at 8 o'clock Eastern. Illinois loses to Wisconsin. Oof, that's rough. Just remodel FBS should use. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think every conference champion should get in. That was an embarrassing loss. It was a really bad loss for Illinois. To lose on the road to Wisconsin, yeah, that's rough season, all things considered. Compared to the expectations, rough season for Illinois. So vote in that poll. Do you think Harvard gets the top 16 seed? Figure they're going to be in. I know that loss yesterday was not the prettiest to Yale, but one loss all season. So the playoff any further in the regular season. Well, it wouldn't be for. I wouldn't think it would be for a new high school 7 should be Group 5 championship. I don't agree with that at all. I think that would make people care less about the Group of 5. I would think. Just watch Jack's cards go into OT, take 3.5 hours to finish. Yep, that'd be my nightmare unless we win the game. Doing quesadillas for the cards? Oh, nice. And when we're in the regular season, if you're adding the conference champions, that would make it mean a lot more, actually. So there's so many teams that enter having no chance to make the playoff no matter what they do. I think it would mean a lot more. Where Ivy League usually doesn't send its people what's different. They changed the rule this year. I think before was because academics, the playoff was alongside finals, but I think now that we have like remote classes and everything like that, now we know we have technology to do it. I think that's what changed. Should be 40 playoff teams for the level of college football. At least, I don't think 40. I think 40 is a lot. 40's pushing it. 40's pushing it. So again, we're commercial break right now. Football, it's 12. Football, it's 12. Yeah, that'd be my nightmare, Jacob. That'd be my nightmare. All right. Back underway. Let's see what we got here. The 9 through 16. Oh, they're just showing highlights. Hang on. Nah, yeah, they're showing Harvard Yale highlights right now on ESPNU. If Friday a quarterfinal or a quarterfinal that doesn't interfere with Army Navy on Saturday. Ooh, we could do that then. We could do that, potentially. That I might be able to do. How many Missouri Valley teams get into the playoff? Ooh, that's a good question. How many get into the playoff in the Missouri Valley? I'm going to say, well, obviously North Dakota State. I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say 5 get in. If they're talking Roma right now, yep, Chief Scouts, yep. Once my time was named and selected, yep. Throw a Jags for the open kickoff and Tune will take the dust. Fingers crossed. Maybe the SWAC and MEAC will get with the times and enjoy the fun. They should make more money doing the Celebration Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen. All FCS games in the playoff? Yes, we are. We're streaming all of them. Yeah, so the SWAC and MEAC, that'll never happen because they make more money with the Celebration Bowl than they do with the playoff. In terms of the cost of the playoff, because of the travel and whatnot, in terms of TV rights, they actually make more money doing that. So, I don't think that's going to change. And they're still showing highlights right now, so not doing a whole lot in terms of that. What am I leaving for the game? Probably like an hour. Probably leaving at 1:30 Eastern time. Chance of Steelers Vikings win, chance to eliminate. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I think it's going to happen. Well, not the Vikings. I don't think Vikings win today. I think Seahawks will win today, though. I think they'll crush the Titans. I think there's going to be 5 Missouri Valley teams that make it. Yeah, Army Navy's locked in. Yep. Cleveland wins risking win the division. They couldn't win the division a long time ago. And the rest went bad. Yep. Yeah, we're still showing some highlights. Still showing more highlights. Showing the Morehead State Drake highlights right now. So again, no seeds been announced outside the top 8. 9 through 16 will host to the first round. Which we can get the early games at home? Yes, I will. Just showing highlights of the Morehead State Drake game. Again, Drake winning the Pioneer. They are guaranteed a spot. Going to get by myself? Yes, by myself. Yeah, have they moved up to that weekend? I hate it too. Yeah, game day's going to Celebration Bowl. They're going to Atlanta. I'm going to be standalone. Yeah, I'm with you. So I guess Celebration Bowl will be 12 o'clock, right? It'll be a 12 o'clock game. I want to say, I hope you enjoy the game. Just from the Cards continue the tank. I hope we win. I'm not sure it's going to happen because our defensive line has not been that good this year without Trayvon Walker, and Walker's out. But I know the Cards have dealing with some injuries too. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. How's the Titans? Oh, Titans win by like 40. They win by a lot. No college team could be a pro team. If you like what you see, folks, hit the like button, subscribe again. Right now, there is nothing taking place. They're just showing highlights. Quarterfinal or Celebration. Probably need to make the call, actually. That probably mean the call option. I'm not going to lock either one in. Right, plus, Cards are backup quarterback. Although Brissett's technically the starter. I count Brissett as a starter. Because he was going to be the starter. I think Murray would have been back in by now. I think Brissett probably... But... Actually, I don't think... I think there was a soft benching. So I think Brissett is technically the starter. Was this show? This is to determine the teams in the FCS playoff. Oh, you know, paid out a good amount of money. And again, right now they're just showing highlights. They've not announced any of the other 8 or anything outside the top 8 so far. They've not announced anything yet. So you're not missing anything. You're just showing highlights of games from yesterday. And all that. So, again, there's 24 teams that make it. 8 have been announced. We have 6 auto bids still to announce. They're guaranteed to get in. 2 teams that, unless the committee is drunk, will absolutely get in. Then 8 teams on the bubble. Yeah, I saw General Mills with the Bills. I did see that. Yeah. Sell a backup. Yes, it's shame they don't participate, but I get it. I get it. Yeah, stop benching makes sense. Yes, he's on IR, but... We're going to get the next 8 teams in just a little bit. Again, this is over on ESPNU. I'm appreciate all you guys doing. If you like what we see, folks, hit that like button, subscribe. Helps out on the channel. All right. All good, Michael. All good. Okay, I think we're ready. We're finally ready. Here we go. First round. Let's do it. See, we stuck one out. Yep. Here we go. Top left of the bracket. Here we go. Let's do it. Number 9, Illinois State. Illinois State getting in. They lost 37-7 last game to Southern Illinois. They do end up having won 4 of their last 5, including a 2-score winning in South Dakota State. Or excuse me, they'll be the 17. My bad, not the 9. My bad on that one. They'll be the 17. So they get in. And they will take on Southeastern Louisiana. So that's 2 teams off the bubble. Right there. The Southeast Louisiana against Illinois State. That's your 16-17 game. They're ranked number 21 in the last poll. Illinois State, you figure they were going to host a game. 20-team playoff, I would not want that. You figure they were going to host a game if they just held their own against Southern Illinois. I think if they beat Southern Illinois, they definitely host a game. And they would absolutely 7 spot good for FSA. Yes, I think so. You think even if they lost, the fact they lost by 30, they are now going on the road. That's rough. That is rough. So Southeastern Louisiana hosting a game in the playoff. Entering red hot. They've only lost one game this year against an FCS opponent. That was to Lamar, only by 2 points. They've been playing very, very well. Not the toughest schedule, obviously. We don't know if Lamar is going to make it. Not sure if they'll play any playoff team, but when you don't have any bad losses, you only lose one game against FCS, you're pretty much going to be doing that. Lamar's only 5. Oh, 8-4. I don't know why it says that. I don't know why it says that. My bad. I don't know why it says that. They're 8-4. I don't know why it says that. Okay, Central Connecticut. They got an automatic spot. We knew they were getting in. They're the 24 seed. So the last team in the field. Rhode Island. So 2 auto qualifiers taking up these spots. So Central Connecticut State against Rhode Island. Whoever wins goes to Fargo. So CCSU getting in, Rhode Island getting in. We knew that going in. Rhode Island was the number 10 team in the last poll. They move up to 9. There's a regional matchup. Again, they like keeping it regional for the first round as best they can. So we have 4 left. How many as we'll see. Youngstown State people at Southern Illinois State. Yep. Will be a 2015 playoff? Not 25. No, 25 would be an odd number. Sixers tickets bought them for the first time since 1987. Good for you, man. That's awesome. They're playing all right as of late. Playing all right. Playing all right. All right, so now we get the 12 against the 21. The next game will decide the 12-21 battle. Yeah, the winner of Rhode Island, Central Connecticut State going all the way across the country. All right, here we go. 24, yeah, I won 24. All right, so this is the 12 versus the 21. Harvard is the 21. So Harvard in the playoff for the first time. We didn't know how they were going to handle Harvard after one loss considering their schedule. It's a bad loss to Yale. They do not get a top 16 seed. Thomas with a 5. Appreciate you, man. What are the odds North Dakota gets in? Ooh, it's 7-5. It's going to be tough. They're entering pretty cold. 3 of their last 4 games they've lost. They were against good teams. I would say 60%. I think they should be in. I mean, they've lost 4 games, but the 4 games they lost were quality opponents. They beat up on everyone else. I think they get in. So Villanova, we had a feeling they were going to get in. No surprises there. And they're going to host Harvard as the 12. Yeah, technically top 4 get double. Yep. Austin, we have no idea yet. We have no idea. But Harvard off the bubble, they're in. But disrespect to Harvard, yeah. Oh, man. Which game do you want? Thomas, I appreciate you, man. Which game do you want me to do for Saturday? I'll get you on the call for it. Appreciate you, man. But Harvard, they were the number 8 team in the rankings going into the game against Yale. I think if they hold their own against Yale, they win. They hold their own against Yale, they probably host the game. But the fact that they are going on the road, wow. Wow, I think a lot of people did not see that one coming. They're off the bubble. Which game do you want, Thomas? I appreciate you a ton on that one. You guys coming in hot today. I appreciate you guys a ton for this. But Harvard Nova, Villanova playing as one of the hottest teams in the nation as of late. At large, no surprise they're getting in. 8-game winning streak for the Wildcats. This will be a fun game. Next up, the winner of this one going on to take Tarleton. Phil Dickinson, they're not eligible. They're HBCU, so they're not in. North Dakota, speaking of the devil, North Dakota gets in. Kelly to our guests. Yeah, I'm going to take a wild guess on Oregon on that one. Take a wild guess. So North Dakota. So Thomas came in with a 5, or the odds that UND gets in, 7-5. They lost very close games to very good teams. They will go on the road. But man, they will be the 20. They'll take on Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech was the number 6 seed, or number 6 in the rankings, I should say, at the last time out, 11-1. North Dakota's lock, South Dakota's lock. I'm not sure. But North Dakota was number 13 in the rankings. So keep in mind, they were number 13 in the rankings before the last game, which they did lose. But again, a lot of close losses to some really good teams that we presume will be in the tournament. So those are your things right now. So Tennessee Tech, North Dakota for the right to take on Tarleton. UND is lucky. I don't know about that. I mean, again, it's really 4 losses. Again, one of the losses was to an FBS opponent. I can't really count that. Like, that's kind of a wash, lose to an FBS opponent. That was to a ranked Kansas State team on the road, and that was at the last second. That game was absolutely nuts. Kansas State came back to win with 30 seconds left. FCS start next week. Times are 1 or 12 to me? Yeah. I don't think so. Well, we got 4 bubble spots left, a lock of an at-large, and 3 auto bids. Yeah, shock UCSA would have kept UND out. I'm fine putting UND in. I know they've entered on losing 3 of the last 4, but you lost an OT to South Dakota State, which I think South Dakota State will now be in. The fact that you can't keep South Dakota State out if you're putting North Dakota in. So South Dakota State should be in. You lost South Dakota on the road by 1 score. North Dakota State, that was the closest game North Dakota State played all season. FCS. Florida A&M. All right, I'll put a poll up now. Yeah, our researchers receive votes. Yep. Drake for Kendrick Lamar the playoff. 24 will be terrible. Well, you have to get local comp treatments in. Right, they're not get punished in the rankings for losing FBS opponents. No. Yeah, we're going to live for selection day for FBS. Yes, we did that. Don't doubt the committee do something stupid. All right, I'll put a poll up. Right, played North Dakota State better than anyone. Yep. I'll put a poll up. Will Presbyterian make it? It's going to be tough. It's definitely one of the weakest conferences. The Big South OVC. It's definitely one of the weaker conferences out there. They're Pioneer. Actually, my bad. I forgot they're Pioneer now. Yeah, usually Pioneer, I mean, that's not scholarship. Probably not going to make it. Why can't HBCU get in? They have their own system. HBCUs get their own system. Yeah, a lot of Dakota teams. Haven't announced Celebration Bowl yet. Have not announced that. They still have another week to go in the season for that. San Jose State is the lock, not South Dakota. I want the Bunnies off the Yotes. Yeah, I think based on what South Dakota State did last time, and we're at commercial break right now. Dakota's from the FCS. I mean, South Dakota State, you end the season beating a team in the playoff in overtime. South Dakota State should be in at this point. Be very surprised if not. Be extremely surprised, actually, if not. South Dakota State, I know they lost 4 straight going into the North Dakota game, but you put North Dakota in the playoff. Thomas with the 2 has NDSU clinched the number 1 seed. Yes, they clinched that one. They already announced that. And, yeah, there was no surprises there. That was announced within the first 30 seconds of the show. Appreciate you, Thomas. In the playoff, whatever that is. Haven't decided yet. But Delaware State's HBCU up. Yeah, they clinched number 1. Yeah, the top 8 so that's been announced. The top 8 have been announced. 9, 12, 13, the top half of the left side of the bracket's been announced as well. But the top 8 seeds were announced at the top of the program. So NDSU is clinched number 1 seed. No surprise, they're undefeated. I think they're a top 25 team in the nation, not just FCS. I think they're top 25 in the nation. And we will see what happens. We presume 4 teams are locked to get in. ACU, auto bid. Drake, auto bid. Yale winning the Ivy League. Again, Ivy League's allowed to get in this year. So Harvard getting at large. Yale will get in. And Monmouth will be in the field. There will be no surprises there. I think Youngstown State could be the team. Yes, I think so. Because for all the rankings right now, there's not a lot of transparency with the rankings. Last one I go through, Simmer. Last one I not go through. Yeah, Bulldogs doesn't work. In Monmouth, we know they're going to be in. They have 1 loss this. They have 2 losses this year in the FCS. One of them also was to an FBS opponent. They did lose yesterday to Albany, but we presume they will be in. They did play Villanova and blew them out by 3 possessions. So here we go. The left side of the bracket's determined. Now we go to the right side. They would probably go Mountain West. Okay, so yeah, no FCS school. Yeah, I said Florida A&M. Now we go to the right side. We're going to determine how many Dakotas get in. Can 4 teams on the bubble get in? Here we go. We're going to start with Montana. So Montana, this is the 6th. Excuse me. This is the 11 versus the 19. Or excuse me, 11 versus the 22. 11 versus 22. Reward for playing FBS teams? Yes, if they win. New Hampshire. There's 1 spot off the bubble gone. New Hampshire. Going on the road. New Hampshire is the 22. South Dakota State is in. South Dakota State, after losing 4 straight games of beating North Dakota in OT yesterday, in that thrilling overtime game, they were down 14-0 in the first quarter, came all the way back on the road, basically saved their season. And that's 2 bubble teams gone. That is 2 bubble teams gone. South Dakota State is going to host as a result. New Hampshire in, South Dakota State in, 2 bubble teams remaining. That is a high ranking. But again, they start off 7-0. They beat Montana State on the road. And the committee was definitely looking at that. Looking at that, Montana State went on the road, beat North Dakota on the road, got some quality wins to their name. Obviously, that 4-game losing streak, not great by any means, but you get a little bit of leeway when you're South Dakota State playing that conference. So they're going to host New Hampshire. And New Hampshire, winners of 5 straight games. 3 losses to FCS opponents. 2 of those losses were to teams in the field, Rhode Island and Villanova. And not play the best in those games. They do get an at-large by taking care of business against everyone else that they were supposed to. Montana won. Montana got the number 3 seed. Montana got the number 3. Montana State got the 2. So they'll host a, I don't think you save the season if they were 14. I think it did. I mean, they would have been 7-5. They would have entered on a 5-game losing streak. I don't think they would have gone in. I think if it was close, maybe. No, SFA got in. They got in as a 7 seed. Drake is in. We knew they were going to be. This is for the right to take on Mercer. So this is the 11-19 game. Drake, 8-3, auto bid. Who are they taking on? Absolutely, Michael. Yep. Yeah, SFA got in. The top 8 already got announced. So Drake is a 19. Will take on South Dakota. So South Dakota. We presume there is 1 spot left on the bubble at this point. Where does SUU fall? I don't think Southern Utah gets in. So both of the Dakotas get in. South Dakota getting in, and they will host against Drake. I'm still ticked about that. I don't blame you. So all the Dakota teams are in. All right. There's 1 spot left on the bubble. There's 2 auto bids to determine. We figure Monmouth is a lock to get in. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't get in. Again, they were ranked inside the top 12. I know they lost yesterday to Albany, but they should be a lock to get in. Pull for Lamar, yeah. I think it's going to come down to Youngstown, Lamar, and Southern Illinois. What matchup would play FSA? The 10. 10 against the 18. We'll see what happens here. Stephen F. Austin. Now we're going to find out who they play. The 10-18 game. Montana School shiver around. Yes, they are. Lamar! Lamar is in. Lamar is in. They've lost 2 straight games. Lost to McNeese yesterday. Lose their 3 of their last 4. But start the season off 7-1. And you figure, barring anything crazy, we know the field at this point. ACU. And then you figure, again, they keep it regional whenever possible. They keep it regional whenever possible. You figure Monmouth Northeast School, Yale Northeast School. So you figure that will be the matchup to take on Montana State. The question is, who hosts? No, yeah, I don't think, yeah, Lafayette's not going to get it. I don't think Lafayette gets it anymore. Unless something happened with Monmouth. I know they lost yesterday. But I think they're pretty much a lock. Issue Abilene Christian. Abilene Christian. So it's going to be, I would presume, Yale against Monmouth. They're going to keep it local whenever possible. They lost to McNeese yesterday. They still get in, even despite losing 3 of their last 4. Start off 7-1. They did beat South Dakota. That win carrying a lot of weight. How's it going, Lou? Appreciate you tuning in. That win carrying a lot of weight. And you figured it's going to be Yale against Monmouth. Or anything crazy. Again, Monmouth was a top 12 team before that loss yesterday to Albany. Not a great loss, obviously. Albany 2-10. Mark 1 the 2. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the game today. I will try my best. I'll be live for the game tonight. Appreciate you, man. Which game do you want? Get you on the call for it. There's Yale. There is Yale. They get the Ivy auto bid. And they will take on Youngstown. Monmouth is out. Monmouth is out. Wow. Monmouth is out. Wow. I think a lot of people thought they were a lock to get in. Youngstown State. Yale. Oh, yeah, VetUT, yes. Get you on it. Wow. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Every bracketologist had them as a lock to get in. Every single bracketologist had them as a lock. They did lose their last game to Albany, a 2-10 team. They lost 2 of their last 3. But Youngstown State, winners of 3 straight games, they are in. I mean, I will say for Youngstown State, there are 3 losses in FCS play, all to really good teams. North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Missouri Valley getting a quarter of the field. 6 Missouri Valley teams getting in. Monmouth is out over everyone else. Wow. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. In Monmouth, 2 losses in FCS play. Undefeated in FCS play going into the final 3 weeks of the season. You lost at home to New Hampshire. A good team. Problem, that Albany loss. I know that Albany 2-10 this year. You lose to them. A shocking game. Albany had lost 7 straight before the Monmouth game. And that is going to be the talking point. How's the Machine Lock game? We're doing that game. Yes, we're doing that game. Wow. Monmouth not in the field. I am stunned. Yeah, yes, yes, they are. I know Monmouth had that bad loss yesterday. We can give Alabama a playoff spot even lost SEC championship? Yes, it should. South Dakota lost to Indiana State, still got him with a worse record. Yes, they did. Also, 2-team Monmouth students still over. Yeah. I am stunned by that. Monmouth literally a top 8 seed yesterday. Pack watch for Monmouth. Wow. First 4 out. All right. We're going to see the first 4 out. Austin P, Monmouth, Presbyterian, Southern Utah were the first 4 out. Harvard, Illinois State, Lamar, New Hampshire, last 4 8. No surprises there. I'm not sure they really played. Yeah. I am stunned by that. They try to make a reference? Yes, they would. So first 4 out were Presbyterian, Southern Utah, Austin P, and Monmouth. We're going to talk about it now. So they're talking about the situation. So they did say the quarterback situation and the loss to Albany. They did say the quarterback situation and loss to Albany were the big things there. Wow. When I say every bracketologist, I feel like especially Rob, Presbyterian I get because they don't play in a scholarship conference. Pioneer is only going to get 1 bid, usually. I am stunned. When I say every bracketologist had Monmouth in the field, and quite comfortably, I might add, FC 24-11 again, feels that way. I mean it. Every bracketologist seemed to have them in the field. Right, you can't lose to Albany. That was the killer. Even the NCAA's official website had Monmouth as a lock. Youngster deserves it. The question is like Lamar. That's the question. But when I say, I'm not kidding, this is what makes it interesting. The NCAA website, they did their prediction. Okay, hang on. Wait, let me pull it up. They did their prediction. Predicting every at-large team. Lock, Monmouth. So Mason back is reason for good state MSU win. Yep. They had Monmouth as a lock. Not just should be in or will get in. A lock. And every other bracketologist had it too. I know the Albany loss was bad. Really, really bad. There's no denying that. Like losing to 2-10 Albany, or 1-10 Albany at the time, is rough. But still. Tells you everyone in the FCS you need to play and beat a Missouri Valley team. Home serves me a lot. Yep. So the 12-inch scales it up. Yep, I gotta put the tree up this week. Wow. Right, FSU 17 and 23, yes. The NCAA's official website had Monmouth as a lock. Absolutely shocking result out of here. Takeaways from this. Missouri Valley, I thought they were going to get 5. They got 6. Missouri Valley gets a lot of love. It's a lot of love. I think Harvard might have gotten a bit screwed in the seating if they had the right to host a game. And I'm stunned by Monmouth. I guess they had the worst loss of the field. For the championship, I'm going North Dakota State against Montana State. Norvell back in 26. Oh, let's go. They didn't pay enough, obviously. I am stunned. No change, Tallahassee. I love it. Biggest winners and losers. Biggest winner, Missouri Valley. Biggest loser, I would say the Ivy League. I know you got 2 in, but they're both on the road. And I'd say the other biggest loser is Monmouth. Yeah, missing on playoff because they lost to Purdue? Yes, pretty much. Rebellious North Dakota, but they only lost by 8 to North Dakota State and 6 to South Dakota State. Yeah. I think the question is Lamar. Like Youngstown State, I mean, they had a top 20 strength of schedule. Youngstown State had a really good schedule. But Lamar losing 3 of their last 4. They've had some interesting losses too. Lose to a McNeese team that had a losing record, Incarnate Word team that had a losing record. Also, 2 teams with losing records. Lamar gets in with the worst record. That South Dakota win doing a lot of help for them. That South Dakota win is doing a lot of love for Lamar. So that's what happened there. Again, the field has been decided. Those are your 24. We'll be live for the championship game that Monday night. Can't do any other games because they interfere with FBS playoffs and whatnot, but we'll be live for as much as we can with this. And wow. a shocking. How did Monmouth get left out? That loss to Albany was rough. Lost at 2-10 Albany, but still. They had one really bad loss, the worst loss of the bunch. But Lamar lost 3 of their last 4. They had worse loss. They had 2 bad losses. Youngstown State, I have no problem them being in. No problem them being in. The question is Lamar. You lose 3 of your last 4. They did beat Southeast Louisiana. They did beat South Dakota. But when you lose to 2 teams with losing records, you have a worse record than Monmouth. Man, game time's getting announced. They already got announced. They're going to be around the afternoon. A lot of these teams are going to be around the afternoon. Wow. And Mama knows what Bama felt like last year. Yeah. That was a bad loss. That was a bad loss. Keller with a 2 and do a bracket, or I'll do a bracket. We will do a bracket. Appreciate you, man. All right, if I'm doing a bracket right now for this, and then we'll hop off. You guys coming hot tonight, early today. I appreciate you guys. See, we were live for the Bucks-Rams game, too. Let's see the FCS bracket. Let me just pull it up. So I have it on here. Where all the games are going to be on Instant Plus, yeah. Let's pull it up. Usually the first round games don't get televised over the air. All right. Man. I'm going to go Illinois State, Rhode Island. Yeah, FSU 23 is probably more applicable. All right, Illinois State, North Dakota State, Rhode Island, and I'll take UC Davis. So I'll have 1-8 here. Give me Villanova. Give me North Dakota, Tarleton. I'll go Nova in an upset. You know, Norvell returning in 26. I love it so much. I love it. That is so funny. I'll go upset. I'll go Villanova. So Villanova, Tarleton. Give me Tarleton, North Dakota State, and North Dakota State in the championship. Then Youngstown State, ACU, CNF Austin, Montana State. Tarleton, they be an FBS team. They could jump at some point. So I'll take Montana State over SFA. Youngstown, ACU, so nothing changes there. How's it go, Michael? You know the drill. Frank, be with you, my man. If we win, please tell the vote. All I will. South Dakota. I'll take South Dakota State. Montana. I'll take South Dakota. Montana. So I got all the top 4 seeds making it. And then I'll take Montana State to do it again. Then we get the rematch. I'll take North Dakota State. Those are your squares. Ooh, those are not good numbers. 8-4 is actually pretty good. 5-6 is rough. But 8-4 is pretty good. So that's my prediction. Top 4 seeds make it. I got Villanova making to the quarters. Other than that, I got everything pretty much holding form. No, I got South Dakota making to the quarters as well. 56% of you think Monmouth should have gone in. 43% say no. That's going to be the talk of controversy. Wow. Crazy point of discussion. All right. You guys have been awesome. We're going to be live later tonight for the Buccaneers-Rams game. So Buccaneers-Rams later tonight. That game at 8:22 will be live at 8 o'clock. Again, if I'm late for that one, I don't think I'm going to be late, but if I am late, I am going to Jaguars-Cardinals. I'm going to leave for the same in like 45 minutes. So I'm going to that game. And if I get back, the top 4 teams are very, very good. Yeah. One thing won't be good in this. I think they will. I think they will be good in this. I think they'll make it to the quarterfinals. Just Montana State's darn good. Montana State is like a cut above. Yeah, if they win again, Grizz fans are going to be miserable for a long time. The Battle of the Wild. Yep, they will not hear the end of it. So again, if for whatever reason I don't make it back in time, we're still doing the game. All good, CJ. Yep. Should have lost to 110 over. Yeah, that was the rough one. But then Lamar should have lost to 2 teams with losing records. So it goes both ways. It's going to be a topic of debate. Obviously, I think it was Monmouth and Lamar for the final spot. I think it came down to that. We're going to have a great time, man. It's going to be live for the game tonight. Buccaneers-Rams. If I'm late for that, don't worry. We're still streaming. I just might not be on time. I should be on time, but if I'm not, I'll let you know. I'll post on Twitter and on the YouTube community tab. I'll let you know if it doesn't happen. If it's blowing leaving early, I don't ever leave a game early. Nope. Never leave a game early. So, never, ever leave a game early. So, I will be there the whole way. So, whenever that game is done, I'll head out, and then we'll be back, and it should be back by 8 o'clock. If not, again, you'll know, but we'll be on as soon as I get back. So appreciate all you guys tuning in. See you guys later tonight. I got the whole setup behind me here already for Buccaneers Rams. I got everything set up, ready to go. So we have nothing to worry about before that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. JG9 signing off. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the games today, unless you're rooting for the Cardinals, in which case I hope you don't enjoy the games. But I'll see you guys later tonight after I come back from State Farm Stadium, hopefully with a dub. Michael with 2, actually. I think you know who I'm rooting for in FCS. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Which, we'll put it to a vote tonight, I'm guessing. I think I know which one you're rooting for. You're rooting for the Pens. I know, baby. I know it. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the Sunday slate of games starting in 10 minutes. I will see you guys tonight for Buccaneers Rams. It's going to be a busy day.